If you're looking to move into a senior assisted living community, well, today we're exploring this brand new community out here in Magnolia, Texas, where you can own the home, build equity, have your personal space, and still have access to 24/7 resources. We're gonna be going over the membership fee, what it all includes, and on top of that, you're part of a master plan community where you have access to all the amenities. And lastly, we're gonna be checking out a home so you can see the specs and the design of how the home will be constructed. So we got a lot to get into, so let's go ahead and let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're here at the site. As you can see, all the infrastructure has already been put in, the streets, the plumbing. I mean, they're about to start building these homes out here in this brand new community. This assisted senior living community is called Adera at Audubon in Magnolia, Texas. This is in the Audubon master plan community, and this section is specifically designed for the seniors, which will be the senior assisted living community. So now there's only going to be 155 homes. They're already pre-selling. They're already selling before houses are even going up. So these homes are not gonna last long. So you don't wanna miss it. You wanna watch this full video to hear all the details about this community, because there's nothing out there like that. But before we get into it, we actually have the pleasure of having the president of Adera with us. That's actually going to be giving us the tour, and actually there he goes right here. He's on his way in.
Hey, good morning, Michael.
Mr. Kip,
How are you doing? Good to see you today.
good to see you. So guys, we're
Hear
here.
us off. So welcome
Kip.
to Adera.
So Mr. Kip is the president of Adera, and Mr. Kip, let's go ahead and get into it. So tell everyone, I guess, the vision of Adera, and of course in this community.
The vision of Adera is that I had spent many years involved with independent living, assisted living, memory care, all those kind of things. And where everybody lives in a big building and they've got their little 500 square feet that they room them in. And I noticed there wasn't very many happy faces, okay? People kind of thought they were going there to finish off their life. And I said, it shouldn't be like this. There's gotta be a better way. And I said to myself, let's design some homes that are specially made for people 62 to 95, sick and age, whatever you want. But they meet all the requirements. In other words, as they age in place, they have all the things there, right there, necessary to help them stay in their home. Because when you take them out of their home, everything changes. They lose a lot of their drive, a lot of their will. So we wanted to keep them in homes. And to do that, we had to figure out how to buy a property and build 155 homes that met those kind of requirements. It's what they call a 62 plus community. And the reason it's 62 plus is because they have 55 plus, but it doesn't have any services. And on top of that, with a 55 plus, it's only 80% of it's 55 plus. So they still got to deal with the people with the fast cars and the dogs and the noise and the kids and whatever. So here they have their own community, their own base to work off of. And our goal is to make them able to stay in their home as long as possible. That's the whole goal. I can't help them once they need a nursing home or they need a hospital. But if I could keep them in their home where they had all the services that they could imagine, somebody who prepared 3 meals a day for them, somebody who took care of their house cleaning, somebody who took care of their yard, somebody who took care of their maintenance if they need a light bulb change or a filter change, or for that matter, what about if we wanted to lift a box off the top shelf because you want to sort the pictures that you've had years ago and you never had time to do it.
Gotcha.
Those are the things that are going on inside the homes. And in order to be able to do that, we had to have some building to be able to service all those needs, which we call the clubhouse, the Adera clubhouse. And if you come with me, I'll take you down there and show you where the Adera clubhouse is.
Let's go, Mr. Kip.
Make sure you got your seatbelt on, okay? I'll try to take it slow. So really, it's kind of incredible. It's about 35 acres. We have 155 homes. All the homes range from 1,325 square feet to 1,725 square feet.
Okay.
And by doing that, you accomplish a lot of different things. Some of them have a one-car garage, some have a two-car garage.
Okay.
Some have a study, some don't have a study if they don't need that. But it makes it possible whether they have a caregiver living with them or they're still a husband and wife, no matter what the particular situation is, they can still handle it.
Yeah.
So right over here, there's this whole section on the other side of the trees. It looks like it's gonna be about 3.5 acres. And in that area is where they're gonna build the clubhouse. And the clubhouse is gonna be 8,000 square feet.
Okay.
It's gonna have a beautiful dining room. It's gonna have a kitchen, a full commercial kitchen. It's gonna have the places where the people office that take care of things, as well as we've gotta have 24 lithium golf carts as part of the property.
This one here.
Yeah, well, this is kind of gas, but we do use this now because we don't have the electric hookups, okay? But there'll be lithium golf carts that we have to charge because we use those to get to each one of the houses.
Nice.
Almost picture in assisted living how a caregiver might go room to room. We're going house to house instead of room to room. And you just got to do the math and make it all work out and make sense. But we believe we can check on mom and dad in the morning, we can check on them in the evening, ask them if they're taking their pills, find out if anything's changed in their lives. If something's changed, a lot of times the families never know that.
Yeah.
So we make it possible that note can get to the family and say, maybe it's time to come see mom and dad. Something has changed. They're not as happy, or they're not feeling well, or any of those kind of things.
In the privacy of their home.
In the privacy of their own home. And think about it. If they're in their own home, instead of, say, one of those facilities, all those germs that are spread in those facilities, like when we had a COVID, people weren't seeing visitors for almost a year. Some people were dying in their beds with nobody at their bedside. But in reality, with a house, you don't have any of those restrictions. You don't have any rules. You're allowed to have your own private care in the house so that if you do need some assistance, be it with a shower or in the bathroom or any kind of assistance you need, getting dressed, compression hose, all kinds of weird things. If you need any of that, we have people to help you with that and take care of that. It's all based on you being able to live in your home, age in place, and stay there as long as possible.
And that's what Adera is about.
That's what Adera is, and you gotta have a service area, clubhouse, and things to service them, and we do that.
And you mentioned the clubhouse is gonna be right back over here.
Yeah, it's gonna be right back over here.
Okay.
It's hard to picture because they're just getting ready to start construction.
Okay.
But right now, all the land has been made ready for building houses and constructing the clubhouse. The houses are starting right now in early 26.
Okay. And you're already pre-selling too.
Yeah, we're pre-selling right now. I had my first 3 customers walk in and say, we want in on this deal. And I said, okay, fine. They were people that lived at 55 plus. And they realized that they thought they moved there as a senior home or as a place they'd be when they were older. And reality is they realized there wasn't the services they needed, especially if they needed any help in their house. So this takes the model the whole way to accomplish the goal. People can come here, buy a home, and that's the beauty. The beauty is that even though you've got people that are taking care of the services, and you're paying for that, of course, but you're paying for that if you go to assisted living or any place else.
And here was of course, comparisons to some of those facilities, the cost was less.
Well, the reason the cost is less is because if you're paying $6,000 or $8,000 a month in assisted living, and you come to one of these situations of living in a community like Adera, a 62 plus community, here goes one of the construction trucks right now, okay? They're getting ready to get things going. If you live in a place like this, that home is owned by you. That's what nobody else does. They always make you rent or lease. This home is owned by you. And you can never tell how long people are gonna live. We don't know when people are gonna die. So are you gonna be there 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Who knows? But with Adera, that house is appreciating the entire time that's going on. As a matter of fact, the longer your parents live, granted you're gonna be excited that they're living, okay? But at the same time, that home they invested in Adera is growing in value. Now, if you think about it, that means that they're making a little money on the house over time, which is helping paying for the cost of taking care of them. And it leaves then an inheritance for their family when they leave, which is important to the seniors. They want to leave something for their kids.
Absolutely.
So it's a giant process of how it all makes sense and all fits together. And it's different than anything that's out there. So we kind of have to create a brand new market, a 62 plus market, for senior community with services to accomplish all the things to make mom and dad live a happy life in their own home. If you come and visit them and you want to watch a football game and have some of mom's biscuits and gravy or her special dinner, you can do this in this scenario.
Yes, sir.
Because normally, I mean, you can't go to a facility and ask to take over the kitchen. It's just not going to happen. And people aren't happy sitting around with a bunch of other people they don't know. So it's a totally different scenario. It lets families be families, spend more time together, have a better understanding of what's going on in their lives or how they can be helped or how we can help them. And then the other side of that equation is we found that with the seniors, the minute something serious happens, meaning one or the other passes away or there's a big illness in the family, then everything seems to change and they turn to the families, their younger families, for a lot more support.
Yeah.
And that creates problems because their younger families are running their own lives. They're busy people too.
Yeah.
So when mom and dad call and say, we need you to fix the TV or we need you to come over here and teach us where we lost the dog leash or this, that, or the other, that interrupts the other families.
Yeah.
So this is a way of, instead of calling you at that time, you can call us. And we're gonna find the dog leash or fix the TV or keep their life going. So now when you visit, you're visiting to have fun with them, not to show up and get a list of 20 things that need to be done. We've already taken care of it at Adera. You get to just be a family.
And relax and hang out with them.
That's pretty much what it's all about.
And I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, of course, a lot of families, they don't want to just always be doing stuff. They rather enjoy that time while they're here.
Sure, and there's always a list when you go to grandma or grandpa's house and help me with this or help me with that. Hopefully we've got that all done and you can just sit there and have some fun.
So now at the clubhouse,
Yeah.
what daily activities, or I know you mentioned some things that they'll be doing, or
Well, I think the best thing to do for that is to go to the website, okay? Because the website shows everything in the world. I don't care if you want to go bird watching. I don't care if you want to show up for a dog show. I don't care if you want to get involved in the floral classes or the plant classes.
there's always something going on.
There's something going on, but the beauty here is you have a choice. The calendar's there.
Yeah.
You want to come up to the clubhouse and join in with what's going on, that's fine. As a matter of fact, I can see situations where a couple decide to go for a walk through the trails, and if they want to stop in at the kitchen and say, can we have a picnic lunch to take with us when we go, where they can have some food. You can take your imagination wherever you want to go with this. The secret is creating a community of support, a village of support, so seniors can live their lives out and have somebody around to help them with whatever they need. We've even had people that are coming in and talking to us about the fact that they like to do a lot of travel. They like to go and do travel in the later years of their lives. And they wanted to know their house is in a safe place where somebody is watching it and keeping it and checking on it if there's a water damage or this, that, or the other. That's all accomplished here at Adera because we're around these houses every day.
And then being in Adera, I mean, in the Audubon Master Plan community, does this community have their own amenities, or is it just the amenities in the Audubon community?
We have our amenities, everything that we can offer to them, but then they're automatically part of the entire Audubon. So that means that if your son or daughter, if they bring the grandkids over for the day, and mom's got the grandkids, and we know that happens all the time, okay? That she can go on down to the Audubon pool or your recreation center and spend 2 or 3 hours with them swimming. Bring them back. If she doesn't want to feed them, walk them up to the clubhouse, sit them at a table, and we'll feed the kids. We know how to make hot dogs and french fries as well.
Yeah.
So it's basically almost anything you can think of. And what we haven't thought of, we'll learn, and we'll figure that out, and we'll start doing that.
Now, I know you also mentioned the membership fees, right? Because we just talked about meals.
Correct.
So the membership fees, what that includes for the people that live in Adera.
Well, the way that works is we had to start out by designing homes that were designed for people 62 and older, and we've done that. They're wonderful homes, but they look and they are brand new, normal, everyday, wonderful.
We're gonna see something.
Yeah, we'll go see some of the homes. So they've already got the home. Now they pay $28.95 a month to be a member of Adera, which gets them all the services we've been talking about. The HOA fees, everything to do with the care that we can help with. We have extra care packages if somebody needs something specialized. We can talk to them about that. But their bills, their electricity, their utilities, their house cleaning, all that stuff is all automatically part of the process. We take care of all that for them. So the secret is through the whole thing is that if you've got a village of support, how long can you stay in that home and be happy? Even if one passed away, even if one gets a little bit sick and needs help and support, we can help that. We can help keeping them in their homes so that their will and their drive and their happiness is all in place.
Because you said even at the clubhouse, they have access. There's people that are on site 24 hours?
24 hours.
24 hours. So if they need anything in the middle of the night.
Well, in the middle of the night, we have a security guard that checks in at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay.
And he's in his vehicle, and he's basically driving the neighborhood, making sure everybody's fine. And everybody's got a button and a phone number in their house where they can touch it or call them and say, could you come over to the house? I'm throwing up, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling sick, something's wrong, okay? Let's get somebody over to that house right away. Because if the kids themselves try to come, we don't know if they're 20 minutes or 40 minutes away, and if you call emergency services, which may be necessary, just like in a house, you have to call 911. But if they call emergency services and there wasn't a need to, that can lead to a lot of expense that people didn't need to have, right? So we can get somebody there really fast in a few minutes that can analyze what's going on, can call the family and say, here, mom's here, I'm here, this is here. What do you think? Should we call 911 right away? And maybe save from having an emergency that didn't have to be an emergency, just because somebody could be there.
That makes sense. And then you also mentioned, I guess, the fees, the membership fees that they are paying, of course, when being in another facility is way just more affordable.
Well, what they're doing in another facility, you can take the number whichever way you want to cut it, but if they're paying, you know, $5,000, $6,000 a month, $3,000, that's probably going towards rent. $3,000, that's probably going towards taking care of them.
Yeah.
So we're the same. We're at $28.95 is about what it costs to take care of all these people. Yep. The only reason we can keep the number that low and have people available for them for service is because you got 155 residents.
Yep.
If you have 155 residents, you can have a lower electricity bill. You can keep the food costs down and still serve the best food. You can keep the costs down and still have some money left to pay for golf carts and people running around and taking care of them and all the above. But in a regular facility where you're paying $6,000, $3,000 of that's probably going towards rent. That's money that's gone and over with. Yeah. And depending on how long you live, some people drain their entire savings while they're there. And then they turn to the kids for money to pay for the place. That should never happen here because your total yearly living cost can be done if you don't buy presents and spend a lot of extra money. It can be done for around $36,000 a year. Wow. And the house is just the asset that turns into the money that fits at the later point.
Man. So, and then also being here at Adera, of course, in the Audubon master plan community, I mean, you're close to the highway. So of course, if anyone that needs to come visit or anything, they're close and all this.
We've got hospitals 15, 20 minutes down the street. We've got major medical centers. We got new medical centers that are coming into this area, but they're probably a year or two away from that. We do have quick emergency centers here, of course, emergency, urgent care, those kind of things. But yes, and of course you have the fire department that comes right out with their.
Just this whole area is just developing with, of course, this new.
I think they've sold 4,000 homes in Adera in Audubon alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know the total number. It's like 9,000 or 10,000 homes in this community, and there's probably. You know, there's multiple housing communities, regular houses that normal people buy, not an elderly 62 plus community, but they're all growing here nonstop. They've totally redone Interstate 249. They're just about finished with 1488. We're only, I think it's 15, 20 minutes to get to the Woodlands, 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes to get to Tomball. So if you want the fancy shopping centers, if you wait a couple of years, they'll be right here.
Yep.
But if you had to have them now, it's a little drive and you can do it. And if you can't make it, we have transportation. We have scheduled transportation. So if you don't drive and you need to go to the grocery store twice a week, we take whoever wants to the grocery store. We take care of going to the pharmacy twice a week in case anybody wants to check in and get something or little knickknacks for the house or whatever. We don't take care of the doctor's visits because you can't control them. Sometimes they're there for 2 hours, 3 hours, 8 hours. You can't have somebody sitting outside in the car.
Yeah.
So most people, if they can't drive, handle that with an Uber or a family member or something like that. But most of the things we have covered.
Is this going to be a gated community?
No, it will not be a gated community, but it's designed in a position in the Audubon that there's really no reason for anybody to be driving this way unless they're coming here to deal with Adera.
Yeah.
So we're not too concerned about that. If it gets real bad, we'll put speed bumps out there, make sure they're going slow.
There you go. So and then right now, so of course, guys, we are on the sites where all the homes are going to start construction. in the beginning of the year, 2026 here shortly, and there's going to be
155 homes when it's done. It's about a 3-year plan to get it done.
155 homes, and it's I guess it's one way in, one way out. Right?
One way. Well, no, there's a back way that will be there when it gets done.
Okay.
There'd be like so if there was some problem or a blockage, you could get.
And then in the community, there's going to be, of course, walking trails and things in here as well.
It's endless through the entire Audubon.
Yeah.
Right behind that whole
Connected.
Right behind that whole clubhouse right there, there's going to be a giant path that goes right across underneath the highway that goes right towards what's going to be the town center. So that's where the restaurants would be, some small shops, things like that. So that's like a nice trip just to do that, do the walk and have dinner or whatever. Or you can take the pathway and go down this way and you hit a recreational center. Yeah. Now you've got the pool and the things that go on at the rec center. So it's just almost everything's included.
Which is good. I mean, being connected, guys, to the trails, everything in the community, in the master plan community of Audubon, I mean, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So next, let's go see one of the specs. Well, obviously it's not the exact home, but it'll be something.
Right, because our homes are special drawings because they're specially floor planned inside for 62 plus seniors. And what I mean by that is that, like, we have 5 foot by 5 foot showers, because if somebody had to help you with cleaning, we want room to do it. There's plenty of room by a toilet if a person had a wheelchair or a walker and they needed to be transferred or needed help. It's all designed to do stuff like that. 2 very large rooms right next to each other. So if people want to sleep separately because of snoring or something like that, or even just if one of them might be in a special bed and the other one sleeps in a normal bed, they can still be in voice distance of each other. Yeah. So they can hear if there's a problem or talk to them or run to them, whatever the case may be. The houses are going to still have full kitchens, full laundry rooms, full garages, all the things that you would expect to be there. Can be totally content from 60 to 95.
Perfect. Well, let's go check out one of the homes, guys. So stay tuned. We're heading there now. All right, guys, so we just arrived to one of the homes. Again, this is not the exact home. It's gonna be something similar. And Mr. Kip,
yes,
here is going to be kind of walking us through this home, going over the details and the important details that you should know on their home. So let's go ahead and
sounds great, Michael. Let's go inside. Now, when we're looking at the outside, this is not exactly the same outside as ours, because our models are being built while we're talking, okay? We won't have them to walk through for about another 2 months.
Okay.
But this at least will give you a really good feeling on what the house feels like, what the finishes are, the quality of the house, so that you can get some idea of what's being built. But please don't look at it as exactly what we're doing, because it's not. We're just trying to use an example. Right. Ours are being built, okay? But you can look at our blueprints or our drawings or show any of the elevations on the website at Adera.com. That's Adera with 2 R's, okay? And you can see exactly what it is. So come on, Michael, let's go inside.
And guys, I'll throw up the blueprints down below as well too, and put them over the screen here shortly as well too, as Mr. Kip is explaining to us.
See, like as you approach it here, you notice normal homes now, they have pretty small entrance opening. All of the homes that you're gonna see with Adera have a very large porch area where the door and the porch is all part of it. Therefore, it doesn't matter about space. There's never any walls that you're getting confined by, okay?
Yeah.
We also, on the front porches, a lot of times you'll see where people will make a 2 or 3 foot front porch. And there's some big columns coming down. It's not comfortable to sit at. There's not even room for a chair. All of our porches are 5 or 6 inches wide. So the people that do want to sit in a chair, have a cup of coffee, and talk to their neighbors as they're walking by, they can do that and have no difficulty getting in the house. Perfect. All of our doors are 36 inches, then depending on if you had a walker or something like that. But the beauty of it is, it doesn't matter if there's no wheelchair or no walker. It just looks like you have an extra large home that's very luxurious in space. Come on in.
All right.
So what we did was we started with the kitchen. And one of the big features we did is we had our ovens and our microwaves at a level that even if you're elderly or if you did have a wheelchair or walker, that they're still at a height that you can work with them with. It doesn't make you feel like they were designed for a handicap house, but at the same time, it's accessible. You can get to it. The reality is it's also probably safer because you're not reaching over a stove or reaching up high to get something. So if you got something hot, it's gonna be right there next to you the whole time that's happening. Notice with the counters here, with all the countertops, we've gone with solid colors. I think we have a white and a light tan. And the reason we do that, you'll never see any of the patterns in any of the products, is because a lot of people are sorting their pills that they take monthly. And when they do that, they need to be on a very clear, open counter that's easy to see.
That makes sense.
So they can see what's going on. Our floors, all our floors are all solid floors. There's no carpet, rugs, things that you can trip on. Because one of the biggest, most serious things when you start to get elderly is you want to totally stay away from falls. Because the minute you get involved with falls, it seems like everything seems to go downhill from there. Next thing, a hip gets broke or an arm gets broke, and the healing process isn't as good as when you were younger. So you're trying at the same time to make sure that there's very little chance of that happening unless something is left on the floor, you put it in your way. Even when you come to our stovetops, you won't see a gas stovetop in a flame because we don't want anybody burning themselves when they're elderly.
It's all electric.
So we have electric and we have induction heat, so that even if they touched it, they shouldn't get burnt. Okay.
Nice.
So all these features are important features. Maybe not today, maybe it's not mandatory today, but it might be very important 3, 5, 8 years from now. So the home is built to that in mind. Okay.
Are the homes going to have an island as well?
I think three. You can look on the designs that you'll see on the website, Adera.com, with 2 R's. Okay. You'll see that I think 3 of the models have the islands, because that's what everybody does nowadays. As a matter of fact, it's a little bigger island than this because it has a place to sit up and eat at or whatever. But there's one model that doesn't, and you use the smallest model. And basically, you're using your kitchen table as your island type of setup.
Makes sense.
If you're trying to set down your groceries or something like that. They all have living, dining areas. Well, I shouldn't say dining areas. They have a kitchen area a place for a kitchen table next to the kitchen.
Gotcha. Is it going to be all open?
It's mostly all open.
Okay.
It's not officially like you have a separate dining room. It's part of the flow, kind of like what's going on.
All open. So,
and then a proper sized living room, not too large, not too small, but it's definitely room for your 2 chairs, your couch, your television, and it's designed where the walkways don't get in the way of the television, doorways don't get in the way. It's designed because we wanted people to have what they really want in real life.
Correct.
Not where you walk in a room and you say, well, where would I put the TV? There's no room for a couch or this, that, or the other. So we don't have those problems. And when you get to our bedrooms, even though this is just an example here on this particular model home, and the reason we're showing you this is so that you're seeing things like that there's a molding on the side of the floors. With anytime you've got the end of the wall, you've got floor molding. So you've got the finishes that you care about. All of our handles are levers, They're never round knobs like this. They're levers because that's what you want when you're elderly. You don't want to be in a position where you might not be able to turn something or whatever. So all those thoughts go into mind, and you want to keep in mind that it kind of sounds like I'm describing an ADA situation. But ADA is only for commercial. There's no such thing as ADA in residential. But it doesn't mean we can't use some of those features in a residential home. As a matter of fact, in this day and age, a lot of people are spending a lot of money remodeling their houses to match their age.
That's true.
Which instead of having a house that's already designed for their age,
Which you guys are doing.
Which we're doing, because like even in my house, even though there's room for the kids and grandkids and all the above, the reality is me and my wife, we're in the living room and the kitchen and the bedroom. That's our flow. And these are designed that flow is nice and close and comfortable so that you can do your daily tasks without anything really getting in your way or creating a problem.
That's it.
You'll notice this is a master bedroom that we're looking at in this particular model. But in our house, it's almost like you have 2 master bedrooms, The reason for that is a lot of times with the elderly, they might have a lazy boy or a chair in the room that somebody wants to sleep more in an upright position. It's more comfortable for them. So we wanted to make sure there was room for things like that, It's gonna be hard to describe our bathrooms when you look at a normal bathroom because ours is definitely designed to take care of you as you get older.
Correct.
So what we did was we took 2 large bedrooms on each side when we were designing them, and we eliminated the tub. We have a large shower that's probably 5 foot by 6 foot. That's so that if you ever had a caregiver or somebody come in that had to help you while you're in the shower or help you get dressed, we want to make sure there's room to do it.
Yep.
Our toilets are out in the open, and that's because we want to have room that if, in the case that you ever needed any assistance or help or needed to be transferred onto the toilet or any of those kind of things, you have to have room to do that. So we have 5 foot next to the countertop before you even get to the toilet.
Wow.
And it really just looks like you're in a luxury hotel, okay? All the walls have built into the walls the supports so that anytime that we need to put any grab bars, be it around in a shower, be it in a toilet, be it in a hallway, we can put grab bars wherever you need them to take care of that extra support if you need it.
Down the line.
Yes, absolutely. We have 2 sinks in ours. It's done differently here. Ours are been locked in one line.
Okay.
But and we also have a large walk-in closet, a little bit different than this one because it's a bigger square.
Yeah.
And that gives you the room that even if you were in a wheelchair or walker, you can go in and have room to move around and get to the things you have to get to. All those features are part of designing a home that people age 62 to however long they live can stay in that home.
And Adera is 62.
62 to whatever. You must be 62. It's amazing. I said to myself, what happens when you've got a 62-year-old man with a 59-year-old wife? And the truth of the matter is, that's not 62 plus. So that's a little bit of a problem. So I think at 61 or 61 and a half, they give us allowances if it's a wife.
Okay.
And there's also allowances if you had a live-in caregiver, things like that. But as a rule, everybody in your neighborhood is going to be 62 plus. And that doesn't mean that a 62 plus has to buy the house, because a lot of times we have the adult children, the 50-year-olds, the 45-year-olds. They're either buying the house or helping the parents with the house or whatever. It matters who's living in the house.
Gotcha.
It's a permanent resident. But it doesn't mean you can't come and spend a week with your mom and sleep in the house or anything like that. It just means you can't be a permanent resident.
Artful. So there you go, guys. I mean, again, as he mentioned, no tub because everything's going to be extra large. Again, think of luxury hotel as Mr. Kip mentioned.
I think I'd like to take you out here to show you the back porch.
Right.
Now remember, this isn't our back porch. This is the model home that we're looking at today. But every one of our homes has a covered back porch like you're seeing here. So you notice there's a cover up top. And because in the Texas sun, you can't use the porch if there's not a cover, okay? That's not gonna happen. But we have porches out back, so if you want privacy when you're sitting out on your patio, you've got it to read a book, whatever your plan is. But remember, don't forget, we've got plenty of room on the front porch for you too.
That's
so
right.
If you wanna socialize with your neighbors, you can do that. And depending on which lot you're in, you may have a view with the trees out the back, or you may have just a normal fence lot with a fence at the back. That depends on which house in which location, which is why we're pre-selling now and why we're letting people come in and put deposits down on houses so that we can get the neighborhood going, the whole community going.
Awesome.
The more of you that join in at the start make it more possible for us to do all the things that we need to do. So we'd love you to have you stop on down, talk to us. We've got a showroom where we can show you everything about what the houses look like, all the different elevations, all the different interior layouts and the material. How things work, like we talked about earlier when we were over at the site. We talked about that you buy your house, you own your house.
You own it.
That's the difference between us and every model out there.
Yep.
I was thinking you're talking about 55 plus, or you're talking about assisted living, memory care, a lot of those things. You don't own, you're renting. So that's money that's just gone, over with. Especially if people have no idea, is it gonna be 2 years, 4 years, 6 years? That's not the best thing. So if you can buy the house, at least you own the asset. The asset is appreciating during that period of time. This is just the way we think. It's just a wonderful way to approach your senior life, where you don't have the worry of not having people there when you need them to do a job, or more importantly, when you do need somebody, calling somebody up, a stranger's coming to the house, who knows what they're quoting on a price, who knows what they're billing, who knows what they're saying, because a lot of people prey off the elderly for $350 to unclog your toilet and all this money to do different things that you aren't done. At Adera, you just call our maintenance department. They come out, they unplug that toilet, and the best thing is, all it's gonna take is a glass of milk and a cookie, and that'll make them happy as could be. Off they go.
Now the yards, are the backyards gonna be, of course this is not the exact backyard, but are they gonna have pretty good space, or are gonna be, do they have a...
All of our backyards, or most, unless you're on an oversized lot or a creek lot, most of the yards are 16 foot deep and 45 foot wide, the same as the regular lot out front, 45. The main reason we had that there was we wanted a small yard. Nobody wants to maintain a big yard. Sure. And on top of that, we needed a place for if they did have a dog or a pet, that needed to go outside for different reasons, different purposes, there was a place that they could do that. So that's kind of why that existed.
And the yard maintenance is maintained by what the memory
Yard, the yard maintenance is all covered, all taken care of.
There you go, guys. Now, once they sell their home, how does that process work? Because remember, they own the home, they're building equity over these years while they're living there, enjoying it, and as they get up in age, when that time comes, what happens next?
Well, there's lots of possibilities there. It's impossible to describe each event because the events will be different for everybody.
That's true.
If somebody was in a situation where their mom or dad passed away and now they want to sell the real estate, and their main interest, of course, is to get the capital back out of it, you have to take a certain assumption and say, odds are we're probably sitting on a waiting list of people that want houses because there's no other community like this. It doesn't exist where you can own a home and get the services right there at that house that allows you to age in place. So odds are we have a waiting list, okay? If we don't have a waiting list, it is your home. It is totally owned by you, entitled to you. So you have the right to go to a real estate agent and have them market the home. Granted, they're gonna have to sell it to somebody 62 plus because it's a 62 plus neighborhood. We have some other packages where we have some preferred realtors that already work with the elderly, and we do some things to give you a little protection at that time. If you work with one of our realtors, they work on different fees, but it allows you to not pay the $28.95 a month while you're waiting for the house to sell. Just an opportunity to maybe save some money and it get paid later by maybe through the realtor fees or this, that, or the other.
Perfect.
We work with the situation. That's the name of the game. Hopefully there's plenty of people waiting to get one of the houses that's opened up, okay?
Yeah.
But if not, we can work with you at that time and come up with a solution to the situation. We know that the families just want to turn that back into cash so it's able to distribute to the kids or whatever. That's the whole reason we did it, is so that when the people pass away, there would be an inheritance to pass on. Instead of all that money going to pay for an assisted living building or one of the other facilities that you might have gone to.
Gotcha.
That's how we handled that. And we're very excited. We cannot believe that we're getting an opportunity to set this up and make this happen. And we'd love to get some calls. You just have to go to Adera.com with 2 R's. And at Adera.com, you can find out anything about us. And more importantly, you can call the phone numbers and then we can answer any questions you might have.
All right, guys, so what did you guys think? Adera, this...
What do you mean, what did they think? They loved it.
They love the community. Again, this is one of a kind out here in Magnolia, Texas. I mean, you heard everything that Mr. Kip is doing for you guys that are looking for that senior living community where the home is yours, you have that privacy, and you have access to all the resources that you need as you start going up in, of course, those years. Now, Mr. Kip, is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
I just know everybody's excited. I know that the truth of the matter is that nothing like this exists right now. So it makes it a little hard to find it under a category in the internet because most people look at assisted living or 55 plus and they don't know that there's such a thing as 62 plus. They don't know that there's a community like this where you can own your home and still get all those things that you thought mom and dad needed or mom and dad themselves needed to be able to stay in that home, live in that home, age in place, and let's keep them with the family in their house. Let's not put them in some other place if we don't have to.
Absolutely.
That's my attitude.
So there you go, guys. And where should they go if they want more information?
They go to Adera.com, ADE, 2 R's, and an A.com. You'll get all the information there. And remember, we cost about half what it costs of going to one of those facilities because you're making an investment in a house that you can get that investment back out of. All you're really paying for is the extra support and care they need to live a happy life from 62 to 75. That's the whole goal.
Well, there you go, guys. Reach out, Adera.com, 2 R's. Everything is down below. Drop a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Michael.